Everybody, it's Victor. It's time to run here the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series. Happy Thursday, Mosh Pit. That was fun yesterday. I think that a lot of people enjoyed that. We're starting off with SMB Superfan. Lima 6, Papa Lima, 1 Mike 2 Charlie. Oh no. Well, wait. No, hang on. We got Wub Wub Worm. There we go. Our Pulse Worm. Curse the Blind means that we're not going to be taking anything other than the boss, and we also have the D10. It's the one that devolves the enemies. There's also a Soul Heart in there, so obviously I'm going to be gunning for that because I want to make sure that we get our Devil Deal. Our shot speed is absolute trash. Our tears rate's pretty good. Our damage is kind of meh. But the shot speed here is really kind of the story, a lack thereof. Get ourselves a Yabe. But yeah, it was a fun exercise yesterday. Seeing how Luck was interacting with things that were, some of them were surprising, some of them weren't. I think the biggest surprise, hands down, was the Dark Bum interaction there with the Luck rating. And then, of course, the infinite procs of Gimpy. That was pretty, you gotta admit, that was pretty cool. That one was, I think, another highlight there for me. I was surprised that we didn't get to see a lot of drops that we needed. I assumed that Luck was probably going to play a pretty big part in, like, if we needed a key, and all of a sudden the game's like, oh, well, they need a key. Like that sort of thing. Almost like a Glyph of Balance in a way. I think that would have been cool. It would have been nice had we gotten a tier effect that was based around Luck, but we just flat out didn't. But for the most part, it's good. Those kind of episodes, I think, are a lot of fun to experience with the Mosh Pit because I'm learning stuff too. Oh my gosh. Well, we got ourselves that Soul Heart, no problem. But first, we got to go fight this boss, who hopefully is just going to be pinned and nobody else. Yeah, Ragman with this shot speed is going to be a little bit rough. Now, I'm wondering if we devolve his ads. If we devolve them and he reses them, do they come back as the side trites, or do they come back as the devolved form of them? I don't even know what they turn into, to be honest. Oh, they just resummon. Okay, that makes sense, game. I feel like that's a thing that probably shouldn't happen. I'm just gonna go ahead and mark that one down to Zombolas because I don't know why that would be a thing. You would think that it would just devolve the active trite and leave the other ones on the ground, but apparently it just resurrects everything in here. So that's another one I get to report to good old Zombolas here, who said in the last stream, I quote, "My life is a dark abyss," because of all the things that I report to him. Hey, look, I'm just trying to do the Lord's work here. We get a shot speed upgrade and a tears upgrade. Our tears rate now actually goes up beyond what our damage is, which is a little bit sad. So I didn't go into the item room deliberately. Anyone know why? Anyone? Why would I not want to go into the item room before going to the next floor if it's Curse the Blind? There's a particular reason. Because it helps us out with our planetarium chance. That is the reason. What are you? Temperance Machine? Okay. Could we have found out what that half-price shop item was? Yeah, we could, but I don't believe in buying blind items. I think it's a waste of money. Going to last week's question of the episode, coming in from the Did We Transform Too Soon episode. This one was sent in by Jeremy Salzman 9821, who said, question of the episode, if you have a tier 2 ball of bandages, does Sack Altar count it as 2 familiars since you had to take 2 of them for that one evolution? It does not. It counts it as one single entity. And I mean, hey, look, I hate to say I told you so, but we get ourselves a planetarium on floor 2. So, I kind of tend to know things about the game sometimes. I don't make all the perfect plays, of course, but I do tend to know a thing or two about this silly, stupid game. Get Neptunus here, which is going to give us that charge shot ability, and that's going to scale with our tears. So right now, as you see, we can unleash a torrent of tears, and those will build up over time as long as we are not firing. Now we can, if I decided not to use that. Ooh, that's pretty nice. If I decide not to use our tiers and just hold the fire button down, it does go back to our regular fire rate. So we're not losing any fire rate here by saying just holding down the button. 2 tinted rocks so far. We do get a bomb. I'm gonna grab this one first because it's further away and because I think there's more rocks to check for. No, not really. Check for a crawl space. Oh my gosh, that was a ton of keys. We don't even have Mom's key. That's pretty wild. So yeah, so Neptunus gives us an interesting strategy here. If we end up getting some multi-shots like quad shot or inner eye or even 2020, please game, I just want a soul heart. That will give us a large amount of DPS in a short amount of time. And that's really where Neptunus shines. Sometimes I don't like taking Neptunus and sometimes I do. This is a case where I do want to take it, mainly because it's early on. We have a decent tiers rate here. And I think that it's going to benefit us in the long run. It sets us up for some really, really great combos. Now, if we get something like Brimstone, for example, then, well, it's not going to really matter. I did use the D10, by the way, to turn those pooters into just regular harmless flies. The secret room should be north of here. And it is. We get another random soul heart. Okay. I'll try one. Wow, another tinted rock. Good lord. It's small rock, which is going to give us a much needed damage upgrade. And also tiers rate upgrade. Neptunus does give you a very good amount of DPS upgrades. Because essentially it's kind of like a mini soy milk in a way, or pseudo soy milk. You know, the higher your damage is, because we're firing out at such a rapid rate, it is going to scale very, very quickly. Wow, we got another one. I'm going to buy this bomb just so we can do this and maybe get champion belt. That'll be huge for our damage, and we are able to get it. Everything really coming up Millhouse here. Solid runs here towards the end of May. Can you believe it's already the end of May, man? My birthday month is already come and gone. It's depressing. We're about to be halfway into 2026, y'all. I feel like Christmas was the other day. What's happening to time, man? Who judges what era of the year we're in based on these videos? Be honest. And yeah, we just take 9 lives for basically free. And yeah. People give me advice on my wrist. I think that was the episode where I was recording after I hurt my wrist. Technically speaking, I hurt my wrist on a Saturday. And that video came out on a Thursday, obviously. I've been maintaining a pretty large queue for Isaac episodes. My God. What are they turning? Oh, they turn into Diglets. We'll go into the curse room here, and we get another guppy item. Okay. All right, now you're gonna start getting me excited here, game. I did go to the gym tonight. It was very early in the morning. Well, very late at night or early in the morning, depending on how you look at it. No, it wasn't early. It wasn't early in the morning because it was still pre-midnight. I had a co-stream that I did with Ryan and Kate and Giga. And then that was on Thursday, so I didn't get a chance to go do my cardio or anything on Thursday. So I just took that as a rest day. And then Friday, I did my workout, which was that was all glutes. It was like all glute work and stuff, and that was brutal because I never ever worked my glutes really, except doing squats and stuff. But then I didn't do cardio because I had to go home, so I was not able to run. And then Saturday was my stretching day, which is that's the yoga. That's the day that I hurt my wrist on initially. And then I streamed, and then I was like, you know, I'm not happy with myself that I skipped 2 days of cardio, and I just got my second in-body results back, and the results are good. I mean, I lost 6 pounds, which is slightly below where I should be at. I should be losing around 8 pounds in about a month. It was 29 days in between. But my body fat went down 1%, which is, it's pretty good. It means I'm losing weight. I did lose a little bit of muscle mass, which is kind of a disappointment. I lost about a pound of muscle, but that's honestly just from me not being able to hit my protein goals. So, but now that I know, so I'm definitely fully dialed in on making sure the macros are there. And I hate macros. I've said it before, I say it again. When I was in really good shape, I never cared about the macros. I'm just like, oh, protein. Oh, not protein. That's how I talked back when I was in shape, by the way. Gotta save the money there and not buy the key or the bomb. It's hard, man. It's hard eating almost your body weight in protein. I've got to eat right now upwards of 240 to 260 grams of protein a day. And that's a lot. Get meat. We're really flying through this run here. All right, so we have a hermit card, which means I don't have to use it here necessarily because I'd rather save it for boss rush. Because at this pace, we're definitely going to make boss rush. Now, should I have used the temperance machine? Yes, I should have. Before dropping it for the hermit card, but the hermit card just takes more. It takes more priority just because it has the ability for us to get out of that boss rush, and hopefully we can get Guppy here. Especially now with spectral tears, we are going to be dominating a lot of these rooms. Get Daddy. Sometimes Daddy Longlegs is not necessarily the best choice because of the whole controlling your outgoing damage thing. He could inadvertently target something that's near you that you wouldn't want to necessarily have detonated. A terrible dodge right there. We just need a Yave game. Give me one Yave. Well, I'm not going to get 10 cents. Well... Am I? Let's fight the boss first. How about that? And no, I'm not going to use... well, I guess I could use the hermit card. Because the only thing that does is that it forces us to go get the Fool card here. We get another Tears upgrade. We get Purgatory. Yeah, I'm going to fade Purgatory. And if we find a key, that'll determine whether or not we can go get that dime or not, if it's worth it. Now, there's also, of course, another option where we could go play the slot machines, and surely we'll get one of those. Secret Room's there. Or no. Yeah, Secret Room. Wait, Secret Room's there? I guess so. This is a really wonky map. Get a bomb and a key. I guess let's go back and find out if the secret... I mean, it has to be here. Which means we get one more bomb, we're going to go into the boss trapper. No, it's not there. Interesting. Okay. Oh, that's right. It's there. I forgot about this room. It's to the right of there. It's almost always to the right of that room. Let's go see what's inside of Ye Olde shop. And there's Ye Olde nothing in here. Dull Razor. The Dull Razor Blade, honestly, is better than the D10, so I'm going to take it. What are you? Cool card. Yeah, because we're about to get a dime, so we can do this. Look at that. And that's why the Dull Razor Blade, pretty good. It simulates damage. This is what I'm talking about here, about the Spectral Tears. Very, very solid tier effect. Underrated, I would say. People don't really give enough credit to how important Spectral Tears really can be. It gives you the ability to go and avoid confrontation, because we can just sit back behind this wall and just do absolutely nothing. Look at this. We get a free pentagram, too. Good lord, man. Got double Yave. We're going to lose half of a soul heart, and that's fine. So we get a much needed damage upgrade here, and our DPS is going to be absolutely kicking here. Thanks to Neptunus. We're maintaining a good level of tiers as well. 1 key for a bomb is a pretty good trade. 1 key for 2 bombs is a very good trade. Yeah, then if we have to unleash all of that damage when we need to and absolutely overwhelm a boss before they can even do anything. So, we don't really have enough time to do the mob trap room. I don't think it's worth it. Because we're on a good pace right now for boss rush, and I'm going to keep that as our priority. A great block by that dip there, because we were about to get tuned up by that champion shot. I mean, I'll give you another example of this room again, game, if you want to give it to me. Trinket is Vibrant Ball, by the way, and it's going to give us a all stats up as long as we have a full charge on our active item, which is going to be pretty often. I did not mean to do that. Because of the fact we have the dull razor blade. Another nice thing about the dull razor blade, though, is in a bind, if you're just about to face imminent damage, you can use the dull razor blade and give yourself iframes, which will prevent that damage from happening. So you got to be Johnny on the spot here, especially against those pre-firing blue spikes. Get another damage upgrade, oh baby. So 8.51 damage now. Remember, that's including the bonus that we're getting from Vibrant Bulb. So it's important to note that. We'll take the stopwatch just for additional movement speed and slowing down the entire game. Not that we really needed it. On the Keeper, just so we have a slightly better chance of getting Guppy here. It's a little late for that game. And yeah, Euchormycosis is going to just wreck Gate. We do get a Devil Deal, and it's a Krampus fight. Oh man, Lump of Coal is going to take our DPS to a next level. Good lord, what a good run. Rump of Car is going to greatly, and I mean vastly, increase our damage now. Lump of Coal's been showing up quite a lot lately, and I'm all for it. Oh my gosh. Deadeye now? Good lord. Yeah, this is going to start going nuclear here if we get a couple more tiers ups. A couple more tier effects. By tiers ups, I mean ones that break the tiers cap, because we're already capped. Thanks to eye drops, we have broken that cap. But we could be looking at something pretty powerful here. We're already looking at something powerful, but I mean, we may be looking at something new powerful if this trend keeps going this way. Spectral Tears, again, making this entire room look like a joke. There's no reason for us to go into the shop right now because essentially we're going to go in here anyway thanks to the Hermit card that we're going to use to get out of boss rush. Yeah, Deadeye. If you don't know what Deadeye is, by the way, it's the reason why our tears are glowing red, and it's because every time we make contact with an enemy, it's going to deal more damage up to a certain cap. And then if we miss an enemy, like if we miss a shot or anything like that, it will reset its bonus. But most of the time, you're going to have a permanent bonus from Deadeye. Especially if your shot speed is up, and especially if your tears rate is high enough. Yeah, the Globins aren't even going to be able to really do anything here. Super Seeker might be there. It is. Really stretching the limits of how far that we're going to hit that hitbox of that wall. Yeah, this is... We're already bomb. I did not see the... Oh man, I should have picked that up. I didn't see the tinted skull, but that's the reason why we have the Hermit card. Yeah, this looks like a victory lap right now, especially if we get Guppy. So absolutely take the negative for more damage. And we get that D-Sizzle. Oh, mama. Now we're cooking. The D6. I don't even care if there's a greed fight in our final shop. Wow. Okay, well, that is a different level of active item we just picked up here. The D-Sizzle. We definitely have the luxury of spending a couple soul hearts here. We could Spear the Knight too, which would have given us Spectral Tears anyway. So, man, what a powerhouse run we've got right here. Out of nowhere, man. I would say drastically different from last Thursday's run. Where, you know, sometimes you don't want to turn into Black Judas too soon. You can get a lot more mileage out of Devil Deals and stuff if you decide to stay as Eden or whoever you're playing as. But obviously there are certain circumstances where you would want to turn. Okay, well, there's all the dead ends. Where you would want to turn into Black Judas, because if your stats are absolutely atrocious. There's a Rainbow Champion in there. We deal with him with relative ease. Monkey Paw, no thank you. We get a High Priestess card, which probably won't do much, but D-Sizzle's ready to go. So now we basically just save the D6 just for the Guppy attempt at this point. What an absolute smokestack of a run here so far. And if you're enjoying this run, everybody, you happen to be new here and you're not subscribed, do me the honor of hitting that subscribe button. We'd love to have you in the Mosh Pit. Daily content here for the Binding of Isaac and Mugenics and other games that I decide to play if I deem worthy of the main channel. There's been too many games on that front that I've been really super jazzed for. There is a Pokemon-esque game coming out that I think it's going to make a highly entertaining stream game, but I don't know if it's going to work on YouTube. I don't remember what it's called, but it's still a couple years out, I think. Surely I'll still be in YouTube, be doing YouTube by then. Surely. I've submitted my final takes of the character that I'm doing for that game that I talked about. Apparently we are not allowed to talk about that game anymore. But I'm very much looking forward to it. I hope I do the Mosh Pit proud. I know a lot of you have been following my voice actor journey. Not that it's been much of a journey, obviously, but hey, we got to start somewhere, man. You know, I'm trying to get in a better habit of not putting myself down too much. I'm a realist, though. I know where my place lies. I know where. Oh, thank you, High Priestess. You know, you start from the bottom. You got to keep yourself in check. You know, I don't have a big ego. I don't like to. 73% failure, by the way. I don't have a big ego. I don't like to pat myself on the back very much. But I'm confident. That's the thing. Sometimes too confident, and that's okay. I think it's all right to be a confident Taurus, which means I'm stubborn and I'm really sure of what I'm doing, even though sometimes it may not be the right thing, even though I may know that I'm not doing the right thing, but I'm confident in doing it. We get the Cancer Trinket here, and that's going to be definitely one of the few items that I would take over Vibrant Bulb at this point. But it makes sense, though, because we're going to use the D6 eventually. I mean, the game has to just, you know, give us the Devil Deal. The Cancer Trinket's going to make the Neptunus charge up even faster. And even if we don't want to use Neptunus, look how fast we're firing here. That's what I was saying. You don't have to use Neptunus if you don't want to. You can just keep firing, and you're not going to have any sort of degradation of your tears rate. It just fires like normal. But if you take Neptunus, you're going to want to use Neptunus, as it can overwhelm an enemy very quickly. It's not going to be here, is it? Nope. I almost said that it's going to be that eye laser room. I almost did. I wish I would have. Think of the clicks. Think of the engagement farm. I've seen some random channels pop up on my recommended tab. And a lot of them are VTubers, and I'm not quite sure why, because I don't watch VTubers. I think honestly, I'm getting recommended VTubers right now because of doing the videos with Kate, since she has transitioned to a VTubing persona now. So maybe the algorithm's like, well, he's playing with a VTuber, so he must like VTubing videos. Ooh, Abba Dabba Ding Dong's that's too much of a damage upgrade to ignore. And we get Aya Belial too. Holy moly. Aya Belial with Neptunus and also Deadeye is ridiculous. And so these VTuber shorts and stuff will play, and it's like almost every single one is just shouting at the top of their lungs, or talking about like something that's obviously they know what they're doing. And then the word clip farm started to pop up, and you're like, you know what? That checks. That being a clip farmer, that seems like that's what most channels are doing these days. You know, someone they're arguing with their chat, or they're baiting their chat into trying to like rage bait them or something, and then they come up, they say something inane or something, you know, not family friendly, and be like, no, but I didn't mean it like that. It was this. You know, whatever. It's formulaic at this point. It really just kind of shows you how the landscape of YouTube has changed over the last 6 years or so. More like 5 years. But hey, it works. I mean, I've seen some of these shorts get millions of views. So maybe I am the one who is wrong. No, wait, it's the children. The children are wrong. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do the whole VTubing thing. It's not. I don't think it matches my personality. I almost accidentally said persona. See, that's one thing I can't claim, is I can't claim I have a persona. For the few people in real life that know what I do for a living and have known. Okay, there's no enemies in here. You know, they ask me, oh, what's your persona? Did you have to come up with one or whatever? I'm like, nah, man, I just talk. It's literally just me. If you hear me in an Isaac video, you've heard me in real life. Now, I may be a little bit more family friendly on YouTube, but my personality is exactly the same. And that's what makes this easy for me. Nothing's easy, obviously, but that's what doing these videos, I lean into being able to just be myself. And you wouldn't be able to do that without a dedicated following for many, many, many years. And to get to this level and just being myself is a rarity these days when it comes to content creators. Or YouTubers, or whatever you want to call them now. We don't want Mom's Knife. It would absolutely ruin this build. Some of you have been with me for over a decade and a half. I mean, we're coming up on what we're only 3.5 years away from doing 2 decades on YouTube. Isn't that insane? Some of y'all weren't even born yet, and then you'll be able to drink alcohol. by then. And I'm very proud of what I've accomplished in this time on YouTube. I wouldn't have it any other way. At least when I go out, whenever that's going to be, at least I can say that I had a unique life. I worked with what the good Lord gave me. The ability to just speak and be myself. And I guess be kind of good at video games. Neat little trick there, Monstro. We're absolutely crushing this run. Curse Penny. Look, you know I love you, Curse Penny, but this ain't a run that we're going to need to skip. We are absolutely trucking all of these rooms here without any issue. You can take the day off, son. Kind of mad we didn't get Guppy yet, anyway. We'll backtrack and go roll those Devil Deal items again. Well, they're not Devil Deal items anymore. They only are Devil Deal items when you first get to the floor. After that, they are not. Host hat. Our luck rating is almost good enough to take Tough Love, but I don't feel like fighting Lamb at 1 HP. So, yeah, it would have to be something... It would have to be like a Guppy item for me to actually go down to that low to fight Lamb. Even with this DPS, you know how his little one-frame attack can be. Of course, we have the Algis rune just in case that happens, but... Well, here's our chance. We could get 9 lives here from Super Pride. But we didn't. And yes, you can get it again, even if you've gotten it in a Devil Deal before. This is probably a fight where we don't need to use Neptunus. We just keep the constant pressure on him. Yeah, now is when the damage is going to start really ticking up because of Eye of Belial and also because of Lump of Coal. Yeah, he's just roasting. There we go. We gave him a charity hit. Of course we're going to do a victory lap. Come on now. Second seed, November Yankee, Quebec Mike, Romeo, Bravo, Quebec Papa. Speaking of Gimpy, we get Gimpy. We get the Gimpster. It was a little awkward going to the gym at, let's see, I got there right at around 10:35 at night. That wasn't the awkward part. The awkward part was that there was someone in there, and it was a girl. And the real awkwardness came in whenever I went into the gym and there was no music playing. Usually this gym has music going. Like, they've got a pretty powerful speaker system, and I wouldn't expect it to be blaring, but I would expect something. Lord of the Pit, we can re-roll that. And Cammy Conception. Don't know if we're going to be able to get another full charge here. Yeah. So that was a little bit awkward because normally there's like metal or rap or, or pop or whatever playing. And it was just dead silent. And she was wearing headphones. So at first I was like, oh, okay, well, she's wearing headphones. I'm just going to go, turn on the music because they've got this little iPad set up that you can play Spotify on. But then I was like, no, I don't want to be rude because I don't know if she's listening to music or whatever. So I thought about maybe asking, like going over to her and asking her, like, hey, I just want to ask, do you mind if I put some music on or whatever? But then I thought about that, and I was like, no, that might be a little weird. I immediately go up to her. I just got there, and then say like, hey, you try to engage with her. So I decided not to, and I was like, I was just gonna throw caution to the wind, and just go turn on the music anyway. I figured, she's probably listening to her own music, whatever. That's fine. Yeah, I went back there and I queued up like a playlist or whatever, just putting on some metal, and it did not work. Like it refused to play any music at all. I think they may disable the speaker system so no one can go in there and queue up just like 8 hours of just death metal or something. It might also be like a neighbor thing because there's other businesses around, but come on, give us Guppy game. We don't need Abba Dabba Ding Dong again, but I'm gonna take it. We can use the auditors from here. So then I was like, well, if I stay back here too long, that's also gonna look awkward. So I decided, well, I guess I'm just not gonna work out with any music. And before you ask, no, I do not work out with like a headset or anything. I'm old school, man. I don't wear earbuds. I'm there to work out and just listen to whatever I hear. That's me. But I can honestly say I've never worked out in a absolutely, you could hear a pin drop in the gym before. I've never heard a gym more quiet than that. And if I was by myself, it wouldn't be, I wouldn't care. It's like, whatever, but the fact that there was another person in there with me made it kind of awkward. So that was a new experience. Got a good chest workout in, even though technically I'm not supposed to be working out today. Just doing my stretches, but I felt horrible that I skipped 2 days of cardio. And I think that's the mindset that you need to be in, really. I knew that I needed to go to the gym. I felt that urge to go. And that's a lot more than I can say about myself 3 months ago, where going to the gym was like, no, absolutely not. I'll just stay home and just sleep. And that's the funny thing about that lifestyle that I'm slowly trying to build out of, is that what's weird is the more you sleep, the more tired you are. And that kind of thing, it's a big negative feedback loop. You're tired, so you sleep, but you sleep too long because you don't feel like getting up, and it's like, oh, I'm just gonna stay in bed for a little bit longer. Then you fall asleep again, you don't get good sleep, and then the next thing you know, you wake up and it's like 5 p.m. and you still feel tired because you've been in bed all day because you haven't done anything active. So it's this big negative loop of being sedentary, which is what I've been doing for a very long time, which is the reason why I, had to go get my back fixed. It's going to take a long time to get back to where I was, but I'm happy to be doing it. I was watching a video. There's a Canadian YouTuber. I have to point out that he's Canadian. By the name of Will Tennyson, I think it is, and he's a pretty big creator. He's got like 4 million subs or whatever. He's a fitness creator. He does funny videos. He does some serious videos sometimes too, but he's an entertaining guy. He is Canadian though, so I do hold that against him a little bit. But it was an older video where he actually had to do the in-body scan. I was like, oh hey, look, I've used one of those. That's what they have at the gym. And his lean muscle mass was like 99. I think it was 99.0 on the dot. And that surprised me because, obviously the dude's jacked. He's like 170 some odd pounds. And we're about the same height. Oh yeah, it's Curse of Wine. And I was like, wait a second. On my very first ever in-body scan that I did, I was at 99.2 for lean muscle mass. And if you looked at me, you're like, there's no way that you got that much muscle mass. And that's what the owner of the gym was kind of telling me. And we got Guppy! Totally blind. That's not that's not what she told me. She just said, you know, hey, I can tell that you used to do this because you've got so much muscle mass on you. Which was also surprising because I'm like, well, I haven't been maintaining it. I may have been overeating calories and stuff because, you know, even if you're eating like Domino's every day or Cane's or, you know, whatever place, you're still eating protein. So I may have inadvertently been eating a lot of protein. I wasn't tracking it obviously because I didn't care. I was like, huh. I started this whole journey with more lean muscle mass on my body than Will Tennyson, and the guy looks amazing. And some people might get sick of me hearing me talk about the gym. They just want to hear about Isaac and stuff. But you know what? These videos are not all about Isaac either. These videos are they're life videos sometimes. Because on a run like this, what can you really talk about? The highlights are we got Guppy. We're crushing this run. I want a little bit more damage, and we're just gonna get a random Godhead. Good lord, what a run. And with piercing shots, thanks to Aya Belial, that's gonna be even more damage that we're just pumping. Pumping it. Growth hormones I'll absolutely take. And we're sitting close to 14 damage now. Unbuffed? Or is it buffed? No, it's unbuffed. 14.81 damage. Good lord, man. I like to think that the mosh pit, the older members or the longer subbed members of the mosh pit enjoy these little anecdotes, these little updates. I like to let people know what's going on with me, to a certain extent. Yeah, truly negative stuff that comes up in my life, I keep to myself. And I think that's also important to remember. You don't want to trauma dump on your audience. I'm not saying I've experienced anything traumatic. I'm just saying it's, you know, I think a lot of people lose sight of what their role is sometimes. Oh my gosh, dude, this damage. Okay, now we're starting to get ridiculous. Our shot speed is going to be, it's going to take 4 business days to get to our target, but man, it's going to hit hard. Like, people tune in, at least in my videos, I'm only going to speak for myself. People tune into my videos for entertainment. They want to see Isaac, and they stick around for the commentary too. They don't want to be reminded about all the craziness going on in the world, or, you know, and I pride myself on not talking about any of that stuff because that's not why you're here, and that's not what I'm here. I'm here to play Isaac. I'm here to play video games and try to be entertaining and make a living too. Obviously, this is my job. Believe it or not. Some people can't believe it, but believe it or not, this is my job. So, of course, you know, being financially independent. Oh, I almost got excited there. Epic Fetus plus this build wouldn't be too bad, but it's not going to be what we have right here. Eagles power, it's a great pickup here. Just more damage on more damage. Tech 0 or Tech 0.5. Jacob's ladder again. We'll go Tech 0.5 is fine. You can actually stay in the middle of the room and just fire one direction and then the other. Like that. And just queue up the shots. This Godhead Aya Belial Deadeye is just going to absolutely wreck anything that comes their way. Yeah, this is, especially with mucormycosis and Lava Coal and now Continuum. Yeah, this is getting stupid. It's instant deletion. Just watch the enemy health bars. It's instant. That's a sign of a super strong run right there. I mean, the bro is spawning into death here. We're spawn camping all these bosses, making them look stupid. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Blood bombs. I don't actually want blood bombs, but I'm going to take them only because we're going to have probably another devil deal. Ooh, it stayed open. Yeah, we don't need those. We already have spectral tears. I try not to overshare stuff that's going on in my life. Okay, we have an item pedestal inside the secret room. This could be interesting. People get too comfortable with just saying whatever on the internet, sharing way too much about themselves that people just didn't ask to know. I think being able to discern what's too much is a skill, which I'm very proud of having. We'll get an Emperor card. Fear rune's not gonna cut it. Did we get Sharp Plug? No, we didn't. Okay. Should have probably taken that. I don't know why that tier was just moving to Mach 10 all of a sudden. Getting a little difficult to see, not gonna lie, Godhead, but you do you. I didn't even know where the mobs were. I was just firing. Gonna prioritize the secret room here. I'm not gonna go full charges. And just want to see what we can get. Lost Soul Buddy, check him out now. He's gonna die right about now. I'm glad that people have activated that part of the Invictisms. He does have we do have BFF though, so he does have the Holy Mantle, which is nice. And we didn't get a double deal. That's no problem. We know that we're crushing this run. If you're enjoying this episode, everybody, and you happen to be new here, would love to see you subscribe. Like I said, if you made it this long without fast forwarding or without using the ×2 speed or whatever, then hey, give yourself an extra pat on the back by clicking the like button. Watching at slower speeds, it still does help, by the way. People were asking about that experiment that we ran last year about the people who could stomach it, the people who have the ability and time to watch these at low speeds, to do so just to see the results, and they do actually still matter. Oh yeah. I don't really care about the vault. Yeah, this plus Neptunus, we just pre-fire a whole bunch of shots, and they just slowly list away. My shadow. Another Eye Belial and Maw of the Void. We don't really need, to be honest. I do like that 46 and 2 has also started to seep into the mosh pit vernacular of Invictisms. I think that was Pin. Now you're gonna see old Hushy melt. I just want to clear one more room if possible. Maybe the Devil Deal will stay open. I'm not gonna go hunt for it though. Yeah, okay, I don't care. It didn't stay open anyway. Go see old Hushy. Lost Soul Buddy gives us another Eternal Heart. I don't really care about, but hey, it's there. Glowing Hourglass. Car Battery. We actually don't want Car Battery with the D6. Rolling through stuff twice as fast is just going to exhaust your item pool even faster. It's too late for Damocles. Birthright for Eden gives us Worm Buddy. Okay. I'm not going to buy this full charge to E6 right now. I'm just going to wait because we're going to get a full charge off of Hush anyway. So that's 2 rerolls that we can get out of this shop. Yeah, this is going to be stupid. There's no reason for me to not use Neptunus here. I'm not going to move. I don't care. I did a lot of cardio tonight. I do not care about moving. We are striking with the eye of God right now. This is pretty brutal. Sharp Plug's Sharp Straw is interesting with this build, but not interesting enough. Okay. And sure, we'll take Juicy Sack. Oh my goodness. Well, it's just more shots on more shots. If you thought the screen was bright before. This is starting to get up there. It's getting into new territory. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if this one's stronger than our last run was. Our last new, but the end of May has really pushed the power curve here in our favor. Yeah, tread over here if you dare. We have so much damage, the deacons their shields didn't even matter. Oh, it's just a flood. It's just a flood. The music didn't even know what to do. Absolute domination here. Ursa lost. Well, we're going to use our Emperor card anyway. So thank you for watching, everybody. What an absolute banger of a run. No, we don't want Tech 1. Absolute banger of a run. If you enjoy this episode, make sure you click the like button, leave a comment down below. I mean, how could you not, right? Thursday Godhead here absolutely crushed it. Lost Soul Buddy won. Everybody wins. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Here is your screenshot of the day submitted on this Victa subreddit by Orest97. Orest97? That thread was nice mob trap room, bro. Hey, at least you had Guppy's Eye. And nice Anima Solar there, too. Tears rate needs a little bit of work, though, and that shot speed, ugh. I know what bad shot speed feels like from today's run, but thank you for sharing that one, Arrest. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and hyping, everybody. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. I'd like to thank some patrons of mine like Kavid Dameron, Vernon James Ely, and Flashback 007. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find over at patreon.com/Invicta.